One's dedication to humanity and the college function are indistinguishable. Both exist to elevate the human spirit and human intellect. Therefore, by instituting the Fellows Program, Northwestern Michigan College believes that it has created both a symbol of its esteem for those who have contributed to its stature and a proper vehicle to publicly recognize loyalty to its values and ideals.
NMC has been naming fellows since 1964, and it is the highest honor that the college can bestow. Well over 100 individuals, couples, and at least one service organization, Rotary Charities, have received this honor.
I nominated both Deb and Dan for this prestigious award because truly they are deserving. The Edsons are individuals who understand that college can be that great equalizer in life, no matter what your social or economic background is.
Never before have I met someone who realized that students with disabilities sometimes can be disadvantaged with the general scholarship application process. I've worked here 10 years and this is the first time that anyone's even suggested such a thing, and then to give such a generous gift, it's just, I get goosebumps just talking about it now, because when you think about what that will do for students, it's going to be life-changing.
They love Northern Michigan passionately. In fact, they were involved with our very first acquisition project, which was the Pilot Lake Preserve out by Bowers Harbor. And that was 27 years ago, and they've been supporting us ever since.
Okay, I get to go first because I actually met Deb first.
Why don't you say you're Nancy Morawski-Warshawski? Never mind.
Fine.
It's a long story. The movie will be out later.
Well, I am Nancy Morawski-Warshawski. I met Debbie about 40 years ago when we moved up to Traverse City.
You do yoga all the time.
We do yoga together.
They were always over. They were always over telling us.
They came over to help a lot.
And we knew Dan, can I just jump in? We knew Dan before he was unemployed for a while. He had wanted to start a business with his partner. And they said if they could have 800, right, offices, hospitals they could work with, they could make a living for their families here. Well, right now they have 22,000 across the world. And they're very caring individuals.
They've been generous with their personal time and talent and money with us. They're always the first ones there. We've been through many life milestones together, you know, the weddings, the showers, the family deaths. And
3 beautiful kids they have.
Deb's always the first one there with the dish and to, hold your hand. And of course, Dan comes along too.
It's been my absolute privilege and pleasure to know the Edsons since before 2nd grade, when Jennifer and I became fast friends and troublemakers together. But as we got older and headed off to college ourselves, Dan would periodically check in on my organic chemistry homework. Dan and Deb really served as a second family to me. As an adult now working at NMC, it's so cool to see the opportunities that the Edsons have created for students across our region.
The Edsons have been longtime supporters of WNMC. Their giving has really been the difference between success and failure, it is for sure. The West Hall Innovation Center, which involved the demolition of the former area that we were in and its reconstruction. The next studio will be purpose-built, designed from go, with radio in mind. So it's going to be a big step up.
I met Dan and Debbie through Munson Healthcare, and we were both of a mind that it was time to start to, we'd done pretty well, and it was time to start to give some of that back. And I think we both had been inspired by our experiences at Munson. With Dan and Debbie, you have keen intellects, giant hearts, and people who are committed to the community. But what's truly best, we all know, and they exemplify this in their how they lead their lives, is to plug into the community and give back and pay forward and help make it happen.
I'm Dan's younger brother by a couple of years, and so I think I've probably known him longer than anybody here. 65 years I go back, But Dan and I have always had a close relationship, and he's always been kind-hearted. I mean, even when I was preschool and kindergarten, he'd be walking home from school in Mansalona and bring me packs of Zorro cards or baseball cards and give them to me just for no other reason than being nice. And that speaks to the kind of heart he has. And then as we got older, he was 3 grades older than I was. When we go play sports, he'd say, you can come along and play because you can keep up with my guys. And there's a lot of big brothers that would do that. So the only rule was if I got hurt, I couldn't go crying off the field, so I never did. He was always inclusive of me no matter what.
It's been a joy to know Dan and Debbie Edson for this many years, and it is a true honor to work with them and to help facilitate their mission in the world. And I feel like I do that in a really small way with the amazing generosity that they've given at Munson Healthcare. They also are really concerned with making sure that our region is as strong as it can be.
The library is such a central part of the learning experience for all of our students, and we really have gotten to a point where we want to be able to provide great collaboration opportunities for our students with one another, with their faculty, and with the community. It's so important that we receive this support to help bring this idea to fruition.
Debbie once said that the college is a great resource. Well, it's a wonderful resource because of the people like the Edsons and their contribution to the community that they have live in and had their children go to school here. So they're wonderful contributors, they're solid supporters to the whole community and the region.
Debbie and I have been really close friends through work as well as through our families. Debbie is very dedicated to helping others. She's always there to lend a hand if she can help out. She's just a great all-around person, and I just love being with her.
Yeah, so when I met Dan, it was at Munson Hospital in the maternity ward. Our daughter Christy had just been born, and Julia was on the way, and so Dan and I, we had the hospital garb on and just saw each other, passed each other in the hallway, and that's my first recollection of Dan Edson. He's a great friend, he's a very caring person, very energetic, positive attitude, and just a great guy. My friend Dan.
Hey Dan and Deb, we want to thank you so much for being there with us through many fun times, and we really appreciate you.
So let me start, Debbie and Dan, by congratulating you on being named this year's NMC Fellows. One of the things I really appreciate about both of you is you are genuinely interested in what's going on in people's lives. And there's some constants that you bring to the table. One of those is your belief in the power of education. One of those is the belief you have of providing opportunities to people who have been much less fortunate than you.
And they've been willing to share, they've been willing to lead, they've been willing to demonstrate by example.
Service is its own reward, and I think that they live by that motto.
They are both very passionate about a variety of things, and they choose those areas to support.
The Dennos Museum Center,
WNMC
Heart Center.
You've told me stories of how you met in the library, and that's why your investment in our new library is important.
the West Hall Innovation Center,
Munson Healthcare System.
Tart Trails, the Grand Traverse Conservation District, the Botanic Gardens,
Goodwill.
Hyatt Lake, out on Old Mission.
Traverse Health Center.
Giving scholarships at Michigan State University.
The students with disabilities.
Protecting the land and water of this region.
Nursing Education Scholarship for the Charlevoix Hospital.
I really think that's what we all need to do, find our passions and figure out how you can support it.
Dan, Deb, from all of us at NMC, thank you so much for your generosity and congratulations on this outstanding award.
Showing your generosity throughout the community and helping a lot of other people. I appreciate that, and I'm proud of you both.
So again, thank you for everything you do. I value your friendships.
And congratulations on your award.
Congratulations, Dan and Debbie. I'm so thrilled to celebrate with you.
And thanks so much for your support at WNMC.
Congratulations for your big-heartedness and your generosity. It's fantastic.
It's very difficult to imagine what our area would be like without the generosity of the Edsons.
And I appreciate your friendship, and this is a well-deserved honor. Thank you, Dan and Debbie. God bless you.
I mean, I could talk about how their golf game isn't so good, and maybe that's why they're so involved with other events.
But they've been wonderful, wonderful friends, and we love them.
Right, and they've done so much for the community. People don't even have a clue. They really have. They're great people.